Why would a mural showing kids smiling and having fun make some people so angry? Would you believe it has to do with the color of their skin? This is a mural at Miller Valley Elementary School. It's in Prescott, Arizona. School officials told the artist to lighten the skin tones of 2 of their minority students, the children on it, but they later backed off. Now, this comes while race relations are under a microscope in Arizona, which begins enforcing its new immigration law next month. Pamela Smith and Ari Wall are the artists who painted the mural. They join us now from Phoenix, Arizona, live. Thanks for joining us. I love your hats. Before we get to this controversy, what are the hats for?
Well, the hats are what we consider a uniform for the mural mice in Prescott. It's a symbol of pride and service to our community.
Okay. So, Ari, I thought people would wonder at home why you're wearing those. Let's get to this controversy now. I want to be specific about this, about who asked you to lighten the skin tones of the children on this mural. Who did it, Pam?
Well, there was a meeting between some of the teachers because they had been under pressure from people in the community, and that's where the first command came from, to lighten the skin tones.
So, okay, the first command came to lighten the skin tone from them. But what about, who are these models? Where did you pick the models from for the mural?
The models were actually children from the school. They had contests to see who would win and who would be chosen to pose for us.
Ari, when you found out about it, what was your response? I mean, they later backed off, but did you say, I'm not going to do it? Were you in the process of doing it? Did you ever consider it?
No, I never seriously considered it. As an artist, myself and Pamela had the picture fully under control. We were trying to depict the child exactly as he was in a photograph. And to have somebody tell you to lighten up the skin tone, it really didn't go over very well with either me or Pam. And so it was my decision to step away from it for a few days and reconsider it.
What was the explanation behind them wanting to lighten the skin?
There are several explanations around it. Mostly it was couched in the aesthetic value of the picture, whether or not it could be a better picture by having them come into the light. But we knew by the experience we were having with the diversity issue and the racism that was coming from the city council members' radio show and that audience out in the intersection, that it was the center and source of it was concern about the right-looking kids on that wall.
So, do you think it was you think it was racism, Ari?
Oh yeah, I do. I do.
I absolutely do. There were several times when I was painting outside with the little ones when motorists would drive by and yell racial slurs out the windows, and it really upset the children.
What's going on there?
It's hard to explain, you know. It didn't make a lot of sense to us. Neither one of us are racist people, and you know, it's really hard to explain. Those children are real children. Those are real kids that go to that school, not contrived from somewhere else. They have feelings. They've been affected by this, and it's really a shame that they should have played that card, unfortunately.
So then, Ari, why did they eventually back off?
They initially backed off because I think that they underestimated the support we had in our community, and had we not had that support, I'm pretty sure that they would have had us change it and stick to it.
I want to get to the bottom of this, because I think that you said, and I think it's you, Ari. You know, don't get me if I'm wrong. Don't get mad at me. But Councilman Steve Blair was fired from his radio show after making comments about this mural. But he says he won't resign from his office. Do you think that this controversy started with him? Have you spoken to him?
Oh, I haven't spoken to him personally, but yes, I do believe it all started with him, and there's still a point of view that's being maintained by the constituents of his show. In fact, the person who replaced him is still to this day pushing for the removal of this mural and couching it in all kinds of excuses that have, you know, they're trying to get away from the racist issue, but just the same, they're trying to destroy the mural at this point. And yeah, I do believe it came from Steve Blair.
Well, Steve Blair, I know that we have a letter of apology from him. He said, last week I was fired from my job at KYCA for asking a question. Now I will be the first to admit that the question was poorly worded. In retrospect, I also admit that it was offensive to some. To those that I offended, I sincerely and deeply apologize. And he goes on. He has like a 2-page apology that we just got here. It's very interesting, this controversy, and I'd like to know more about it. So if you guys hear more or if there are more developments, get back in contact with us. We appreciate it. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you, Ari.
You're very welcome.
Just days after Al and Tipper Gore announced that they were separating, their daughter, Corinna, followed suit. This is on the heels of another Gore daughter filing for her divorce last year. We'll look at a new study that shows divorces can be contagious.